All right, here we go, bros. Rock and roll time, part 2. The map to the first place tournament in the 2500 progressive KO bounty. Right where we left off with that beautiful ace queen versus that queen for a complete double up for 119,000. This is when you start feeling good in that tournament, when you're like, okay, I was down, I was out, I came back, all right? Because I wanted it that bad. Look at this. Shoved on. You gotta love getting shoved on when you're looking at a black ace king suited and you're just like, you ready to go? Motherfucker, you ready to rock and roll? Because I'm about to clip your wings with your dirty little queen 9, all right? I got ace king, baby. Ace king suited, the beast, the behemoth, the master plan, all right? You want to shove on me? I've been waiting for this moment, all right? I've been waiting the entire tournament for a sweet spot like this, for a $242,000 pot. Are you kidding me? Bring it on. Did I say dollar? You know, that's how good it felt, you know? 242K pot, chip pot. All right, this is how it's done. All right, we go from super short stack to hanging around, and then all of a sudden, we waited for it. We got rewarded. We waited for it. We got rewarded. We waited for it. We got rewarded. And now, we got to be somewhere at the top of the tier, at the end of the tournament. You want aces at the beginning or you want aces at the end? You want ace king suited at the beginning or you want ace king suited at the end, all right? Don't complain that you don't pick up any hands at the beginning and look at it more as a momentum build up as far as your good hands go. The longer you go without getting a good hand, the closer you are to getting it. That's how it works. 1 in 220 hands, you pick up aces and the ladder. So, hey, don't complain. Oh, I haven't gotten a hand. Good. You know, I got nothing good to play. Good. I hope you don't get a good hand for 3 motherfucking hours. All right? Because then guess what? You're going to pick up rockets and you're going to get action, and all that money you saved, you just gained. Let's get back in the action. Nothing like being in a tournament with a huge stack. God, what a good feeling. Top of the world. On top of the poker tournament world. But remember, blinds are big. Can't just sit there. Or can you? Not like all of a sudden because I got a monster stack do I want to just open up and give it all back. No. I worked hard, but not working hard on getting all these chips. You know, I don't want to just throw them away. You know, I'm excited for these triple ups to end so that this poker vlog gets even more exciting. But this was part of the session. I included it in the video. It will pick up. It's gonna focus on that beautiful final table. Nothing like seeing that beautiful red, knowing that we're at the final table with a huge stack, and we still got a couple of triple ups playing on. And, you know, every game is important. And like I said previously, now that we got that final table momentum, we're going to bring our A game on these triple ups. As you can see, having a 3K stack is solid. Having a solid hand like pocket kings. I don't like to slow play. I don't like to soft play. I don't want to get punished most of the time. So you're going to see me bring it in hard on most of these hands. Like ace king in position, 1 in 200. Look at this. And the nice thing is, because I bring it in not so soft, maybe he's more inclined to push it versus the soft play. And look at this. He hits an 8, but that's okay. We don't like the outcome, the result, but we like getting our money in with kings versus 8s. We deserve to win that hand, and God, if we win that hand, we could pretty much just I don't want to say do nothing, but pretty much, and win that tournament. So consider that a victory. Having a big stack with a big pot against a 2-outer, but forget about it. It doesn't even matter. I don't even flinch losing that because I got 225K in the big master plan. Look at this. Look around. We got 280, 270. There's some big stacks. If anything, we're looking more like a solid middle stack. We're just like in the middle of the pack. We got a 500K, 170K, right? 150, 270. Everyone's got chips, baby. All right? Everyone's got chips, baby doll. Look at this. Queen Jack suited is not going to be good enough for a final table all in. You're going to get picked off by Ace 3 suited, and it's not going to feel good. Man. Kojak, what are you going to do? You know, we could play our checks, but, you know, any resistant, I'm going to want to wave the white flag. You know, I feel like a triple up, the real action starts four-handed. If you could pick up some hands four-handed, if you can pick up a couple opportunities. But once again, I mean, look at this. It's 150, 300. You got 1,500. It's going to be hard to fold something like Ace 7 when you realize you got an M of 3. And then you're going to get snapped off by Ace Jack suited. So, can you wait? It's a very, I mean, I get punished so much when I make stretches, when I think about a stretch of a call or an all-in with how much chips I have according to the blinds. Whenever I base it off the pot, I always seem to get in trouble versus basing it on the blinds. I don't know, you know? All of a sudden it's four-handed, you're under the gun with Ace 6, it's 150, 300, there's a pot of like 600, and you got 1,800, you're like, okay, 6, 12, 18, M of 3, I gotta shove, and then you do, and then Ace Queen on the big picks you off, and you're out like trout, and you're thinking, what the fuck just happened? You know? You got the balls to fold it because you're gonna have to if you're gonna want to win some tournaments, and you're gonna have to be willing to go down to 1,500 and go down to 1,200 and wait for and grind it out, and hopefully you pick up that opportunity spot. Because if you don't, you get picked off and you're out. It's so brutal, this being in this bloodbath cage match with a bunch of other cavemen, you know, because it's tricky, you know. There's a lot of temptation going on. There's a lot of spots where you gotta ask yourself, do I play or do I fold? A lot of times, a lot of plays. Look at this. My 240K stack is down to 150. And there's a few less players. Folding with the Ace 9 suited against raise. Look at this. I get lucky against Ace King. Now, I waited for a good hand, and I think the game said it was my time to win a hand. And I feel like they'll give someone something better to lose with. And that happens. Now, we got super fortunate with that Ace 10. Technically, we should be out, and this video should be over, and I should have ended up getting like 5th place, but that's not the case. So, let's just say, hey, look at this. I got Ace King. I'm up against a questionable hand, and the game's telling me I gotta fold. Look at this guy puts in a chunky 40K bet, you know, on 448. I mean, and look at that, you know, 2 pair with an ace. But I'm telling you, it was probably a trap bomb, and you know, I could easily lose a ton of chips that I just won right there. And I decide to just kind of soft play, close it out, and be done with it and move on. Because I'm very fortunate and I'm feeling good about my spot. And once again, you can't let them fool you with trickery. Remember how this goes. Online poker, sometimes I ask myself, would I make that same move in a live game? Or am I playing it based on the fundamentals of online poker? The robotics of playing online just feels like, it's diamond club, it's a dirty, it's going to be a bad beat, or hey, they let me win one hand, so I got to lose this hand. I lose one hand, I win one hand, I lose another. That's how it goes. Well, okay, I just won a hand, so I can't win two in a row. They won't allow that. So it's got to be a bad hand. It's got to be a sucker hand. And you can't technically think like that or play like that. It's going to drive you up a wall, and you're going to start questioning it. But you got to question also, is it bad for other reasons besides that? Look at this. This guy has the balls to put it in with ace-3 suited. His hand's better than mine, and thank God he doesn't hit some sort of lucky flush on us in a $458,000 pot. It's kind of a ballsy shove on my part. I technically don't like that shove. If I raise, if I call, he probably would have shoved. So if anything, it saved us from losing a raise or losing the blinds. So we ended up making money by, chopping that. And here we are, a little victory in a triple up. And, of course, the fourth place. Now that these triple ups are ending, we're going to focus mainly on just playing out this 5-handed final table progressive bounty. Oh, look at this. Guy shoves. I got king 7. I'm going to start showing a few more hands because I just feel like they're all starting to get really important, down to like detail, just saying, hey, look at what I folded, look at what I ended up playing, because they're all so crucial. The question is, do you steal? Do you want to steal? Do you steal? Are you supposed to steal? Everyone's going to tell you, yeah. I would rather. Look at this. Look at this. Are you serious? My stack goes down to like hardly anything, but I get it in. It feels like nothing, but it's still a big pot. 325K, I have him covered. I waited for it. And I get it in as a monster favorite. Pocket 9s versus ace 5. And congratulations, you take a nice little bounty. And you move to 3-handed with 370K. Now look at it. You're up against the guy that has almost $1 million in chips, and the other guy has half that. Your 370 is way behind. But remember, for me, things are a little different because, well, I consider myself a quality player that is a short stack specialist that can handle and maneuver a smaller chip stack. I feel like a lot better than some or most all other players. Oh man, can we get this through? Because I really don't want to play against anyone when I got this hand, but you know what? Look at the blinds. And look at this. Pocket 5s, we run into 8s, 3-handed. And diamond club, sure enough, bang, bang, hit that 5. Suck out Sammy. Jesus Christ. Is this what it's going to take to win a tournament? Is to get, desperately lucky a few times? Keep in mind, we had ace 10 versus ace king, and we hit 2 10s. And now we have pocket 5s versus pocket 8s and hit a 5 on the flop. So, am I proud of it? No. Could we still have won? Yeah. But the game was saying, hey, you're due, and this is how we're going to give it to you. There's a lot of tough spots, that you question, should I play or should I not play? Pocket fours. The guy doubles it on the button. And fortunately, as much as you want to play, I decide not to, and I got rewarded because the big blind ends up shoving. And we all know it doesn't even matter. I mean, for me, I don't want to give all these chips that I just got back with those fours, you know? Hell yeah, pocket pair is a big hand. But, you know, I just think we would have just given him everything back. And I don't even think we find out what he had, but it doesn't matter because I like my chip spot. I like being where I'm at with my chips, and I'm not going to risk it on pocket fours against, you know, a raise and then if I can shove. So I'm going to call it a good fold, as we know that the result of this tourney is going to be rewarding. So once again, four-handed in a triple up. You see the theme over here? It's like a bunch of firsts and a bunch of fourths, making it down to the end, playing out four-handed, getting into the money. Consistency. You don't see me get a lot of 9s, 8s, 7th places, 6th places. No, you see me get 4th place or first, 4th place or first. Do I make a move with 9 deuce pre-flop? No, I don't think so. But spiking top pair against a single bet, well, once again, I'm not going to slow play, a bit of a soft play, but I don't want to just have to get all my chips in with something like this. So I'm going to soft bet it to the end and see if I can get through. Desperately short stack in this triple up. Look at this. Top pair becomes a 9 high flush, and his 6-8 was second best the whole time. So we ended up getting value from a second best hand, which is vital. Now 940 sounds really bad, but guess what? There's another guy that's got 1600. So we just need to best him to get into the top 3. Pocket threes. What do you want to do on the small blind versus the big blind? Well, I'm thinking let's not overly get involved and let's see how this plays out. I got an open-ended and straight draw against 4 overcards. It's barely enough to like continue, I'd say. And I mean, I think you can question just dumping it, which I do. Because it's not like you're going to get much value if you hit a straight, because it's going to be so obvious. And look at that. Could be up against a boat right there. We all know he's due, especially after the bad beats that I gave on him. So we lost them, smallest amount, I feel. Which is great because we're holding on to that. Well, technically, we're chip leader now in that tournament by a few thousand. It's neck and neck. And you know, when blinds are big, I mean, it can go so fast one way or another. You got to be super careful. Look at this. We find a way to claw back, short stacked. Here we are, getting shoved on, 10 deuce suited. Blinds are huge. Nothing I can do but get rid of it. A7, what do you want to do? Shove? Limp? I decide to limp. And that's okay. You don't have to shove every time. I don't have to say, oh, hey, I got an ace, I got a shove. I'm sure it would have got through and it probably would have been a good result, but you can limp in. You can fold. You can do what you want. It's your tournament. You don't have to play by, the rules, the rules of what I'm supposed to do. No, there are no rules. All right, this is a game. All right, you play the game the way you want to play the game. Wow, that's a big shove. But, I mean, look at the blinds. I mean, there's so much money in the pot pre-flop. 9-10, second pair. I mean, that's a strong hand. Three-handed heads up. So, trip nines is looking even sweeter. I mean, I'm putting in some real small bets. Just, I guess, hoping to chip up at this guy. And sure enough, I don't know what he calls with, but we get it through. So ended up, you get 30, you get an extra 60 plus everything before. Well, that's going to add up. Now I just chip the guy for an extra 120 instead of scaring him off on the turn when we pick up the trips. Look at this. Now we can afford to call this guy's all in. He goes all in with A7. He didn't have to. Imagine if he limps. Now I check with Queen Jack. And that comes out. And he checks and I bet. Now he can get off of it. He didn't waste his chips. What a great example after I just got done saying that. Ace-4 suited. You don't have to raise. I decide to limp. Let's go to a flop. Let's see how it pans out. And I like picking up second pair, and I try to throw it at him, to scare him into, slowing down or folding. And sure enough, he slows down. Now he doesn't want to. So the check raise gets him to not try to come at me for a bluff. That's where that comes in nicely. If the pot starts getting deep, we all know there's more motivation to make that move. So it's nice if you small play, because then you'll get softer results when it comes to the harshness. Look at this. Guy shoves on us with King 3. Was that necessary? God, no. Do I have a monster? Fuck yes. So guess what? You just got third place, Mr. Number 25. Thanks for playing. And thank you for your bounty and all your chips. Congratulations. You just made a big chunk of money. An extra $50. Thanks, dude. Appreciate that. Now it's heads up, and I got 1.2 million, and I'm up against 600K. So it's 30,000. So there's a good 50,000 pre-flop, The 600K, he's got an M of like 12, I got an M of like 24, Healthy, super healthy, feeling like a monster, like a beast. But we all know, flip of a switch, it could switch, and it could all just go to him. So I still play very careful. Now, I think a fast, aggressive, heads up is the key to success. Forget what I'm doing here. You got to play hard and you got to play fast. And every time you zap this guy with a win, you take it down, you take it down, you take it down. The guy just gets weaker and weaker and weaker. Look at this, dude. I mean, I'm limping in with King Queen. It's got to be a mistake. He raises. But guess what? If I raise and he re-raises, I have to fold. If he shoves, I most likely have to fold. At least when I limp call his raise, I got to go to a flop. And guess what? I love that flop. I love that flop so much. Now I'm getting action. Okay, I overbet with 200K on the turn, and I scare him off. I should have bet like 90 and kept him in there. Nonetheless, we still took a huge chunk off him versus giving him. Remember, I raise, he re-raises or shoves. I'm going to be in a situation that I don't want to be in. And that's what I was thinking about when I honestly was playing that turn. I was like, if I limp in, he raises, I can now call. And once again, you can play it the way you want to play it. Jack 8 suited. Look at this. It's all blurry. It's like, do I have something or do I not? Do I want to continue or do I not? And it's like, what is going on? I don't know. Do I continue or do I not? And it looks like I fold. I mean, I would, if I didn't know what was going to happen, if I wasn't seeing this, I might have been like so tempted to continue. And fortunately, we make nothing. So, fortunately, we didn't burn off a whole bunch of chips. This tournament now has been running for 5 hours and 25 minutes. Look at this. 1 of 2. Next, 25.50 are the blinds. Hey, congratulations. You just got $75 plus the $45 in the other triple up and a 4th place. 2 firsts and a 4th. Sound pretty darn good to me. And look at this. We're back at it. And sure enough, if I start raising and getting out of line, I'm going to lose even more chips. I raise there, he goes all in, I lost more chips. But instead, I keep it small ball. I keep it small ball. 8-6. I keep it small ball. I'm not going to let the guy run over me per se, but I mean, I don't want to just throw my chips away. Look at this. We both have nothing. Anyone could have blown on the pot and it would have just got those cards right in the muck. And that happens. So yeah, there's an example of being more aggressive in a spot like that. 9-7. I'm not feeling it. I'm thinking I could continue, but I don't want to. I like my stack. I love my stack. Okay, and look at that. Sure enough, I don't like the turn. We got an inside straight draw against 3 clubs. Doesn't look good to me. 7-9 again. I limp in. We go to a flop. Look at this. Top pair. This is now up my alley. And I'm not going to slow play it. I'm going to hard play it. Hard play it. And I'm going to hope that this guy either throws it in or calls or folds. Now, regardless of the turn, I'm probably going to shove. And I do. And guess what? Can I get a hand that's less than mine to call? I'm hoping he shuts down. Shut down. And he does. Thank God. So whether he had a draw, flush draw, straight draw, look at that. We ended up making 2 pair. So I'm going to say we could have probably got some more value out of him on that turn of river if we didn't just throw it all in there. Look at this. Shoving with queen 4. This is now that moment where I say, I'm going to strong arm you out of here. All right? This is where you make a couple moves and you hit him where it hurts. And I'm thinking queen high, after you see a bunch of garbage like 9-7s, starts looking pretty good. So I actually probably thought the queen 4 was the best hand. And look at this. I get action with my big bet. I force him to go over the top, and he's looking at a straight draw with second pair. He doesn't want to just call. So he shoves. And that's why sometimes like a top pair hand is good to blast it in there. Make him go over the top. Take the bounty of an extra $100 from his ass. All right? Take first place. Take his bounty. Take first place. Take that extra, take that $750 plus the bounties and say bangarang.